What's up guys? So in today's video, I closed a $7,000 deal. Now, this prospect had a ton of objections, the biggest one being skepticism, and I was able to overcome that and also pre-handle a bunch of other objections and ultimately close that deal. So when you guys are watching, make sure you're taking notes, getting tons of value, and I'll see you guys on the inside.
So talk to me, like how's the business doing? Like what's the revenue at the moment?
It's going well. It's about 3K a week, all from Facebook. So it's not coming from anything else. So I feel like there's a lot of money being left on the table.
Got it. Okay, 3K a week. So what, 12K a month? And how like consistent is that? Like every month over month, it's hitting that number every time?
Yeah, 3 a day. Yep,
What do
6
you mean?
days a week. 3 jobs a day, 6 days a week. You know,
Okay.
150, 200 a job.
Got it. And what's like the goal? Like where do you want to be in terms of revenue in the next like 6 months?
I mean, I keep seeing everywhere you can get to 40, 50K a month easy. So, I mean, I'd like to be at least at 20K a month, but people are saying 40, 50. I'd love to try to get to that point.
So what's like the goal then, right? Like what's a better goal to set, like 20 or 50?
Oh, 50 for sure.
Cool. Let's shoot for 50 then. How long have you been at like, the 10 to 15K mark? I'm assuming it's not 12 every time, right?
It's been pretty consistent ever since I started.
Mhm.
You know, when I have had ceramic coating, obviously I made more that week and whatnot. I've only had maybe like 6 or 7 of those this summer.
And then in terms of acquisition, it's just Facebook ads?
Yep.
Is there a reason why you just haven't like scaled the campaign, just like doubled ad spend?
Well, what I do is I started with $45 a day, and that got me booked up for about 2-3 weeks, and then I dropped it down to 20 just to keep the ad going, and then to let people trickle in from there.
Got it. What do you feel like is kind of like the biggest reason why we can't scale? Because there's nothing on the ad, right? The ads are working.
Yeah, ads are working. I feel like it's just prices. You know, I feel like a lot of detailers around me are offering much, much higher pricing, and I feel like they're getting better clientele as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm worth a little bit more than the work I'm doing or what I'm charging.
With that being said, like, what's the reason, I guess, like you haven't just increased prices, right?
Oh, I literally just did a pricing sheet 2 days ago. I'm starting because I've been looking into companies. You know, there's a company called Local Splash that over here where they handle all my Google stuff and show me on Google and automate all that stuff.
Yeah.
I thought about advertising on Nextdoor, with my new pricing.
Well, we could advertise on Nextdoor, right? But it's like if the campaign's working, right, then we can just scale the campaign, increase prices, and just double revenue, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
I would say just do that. Like, obviously, like there is one-on-one coaching, but if you feel like all you need to do is double your prices, right, you don't really need too much coaching if that's like the only thing that you feel like you need.
I hear you.
I guess like if we know we need to increase, like, scale the campaign, and we know we need to increase prices, what was like the purpose of like booking this call in the first place, right?
Yeah, so I see that you guys help with Google as well. That was probably the biggest thing that helped me go forward with it because it's more organically, where I don't have to pay somebody, monthly as well as ad spend. I'd like to figure out how to do the whole thing.
And with ad spend, like, because it's 12K rev, right?
Yeah.
So with all expenses, like, how much are you profiting per month?
About 4 or 5K.
Oh, whoa. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a pretty bad margin.
Yeah, I'd like that to be higher.
Yeah. How long has that been going on for?
7 or 8 months since I've been a company.
Bro, that's like more than a year, bro. The way I look at it, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because you're the business owner, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's like if we're running the business and everything's scaling, like what's the reason we haven't like delegated and maybe hired out? Right? Is it just the margins? Because if you do delegate, you give up a part of the margin, right? And the margins are already messed up.
Right.
You tell me, do you feel like the margin's good?
No, I'm at the point right now where I am trying to delegate things. That's why the purpose of this call was to, find somebody who can help me
Yeah,
get to
because
that
Google
40,
is lower
50K.
spend as well. Like Google, it's a lower spend as well, and then also you can delegate, so you're not in the day-to-day process.
Right.
Like most of the business owners that you probably see doing 50, 100K per month, right? Even those people, like, do you think they're like washing the cars themselves?
Probably not.
Probably.
No, I don't. No, they're probably got other people doing it.
Yeah, right.
And that's what I'm trying to get to is I want to get to a point where the business is kind of running by itself, and I don't have to do much.
Well, like, what's the reason you feel like delegating now, right? To one, right, delegating the learning process in terms of getting a coach, right? Someone that scaled a car detailing shop before, right? Because you're also delegating the learning process, right? Because let's say 6 months ago we would have known how to run Google, already delegated, right? Where would we be now?
A lot farther where I'm at now, then that's for sure.
Yeah, like in terms of revenue, like we can paint it out. The way I see it, it's like you go 10, 20, 30, right? And then usually the revenue dips a little bit in order to delegate, but then ads pick up and you hit 50. Like, where do you feel like you'd be if you would have delegated, right? Got Google ads fixed 6 months ago. Where do you feel like you'd be right now in terms of numbers?
In terms of numbers, with my market the way it is here, I think I'd be at that 40 or 50K a month. I really think so. Yeah.
Right? Because how much have we lost by not actually like finding the right coaching to get Google ads and, to delegate properly, right?
Too much.
We lost a lot. We could do the math. I do want it to sting, but we do need some urgency because if you keep running the ads, right, the Facebook ads with the terrible margins and not delegating, right, and we do it for another 6 months, right, where do you end up?
Square one.
Same position, right?
Yep.
I mean, are you willing to settle for that?
No.
That's why you're on this call, of course. Obviously, like I can tell you see the value in coaching, etc. Right? And we know how much we've lost out on. We'll do the math in a second, right? But I want to hear it from you because 4 to 5K is not that terrible to some people, right? And obviously 50K is amazing to most people.
Yep.
Let's say we do get you to 50K, right? Obviously, you're going to be reinvesting to the business with the ads and delegation, right? Probably going to invest in other things, real estate, stocks, whatever the case may be, right? But what are we actually going to do with the money to like enjoy our life? Like what would you go do with it?
I've never been in a position to think like that. I've always never really.
That's what this call is for, bro.
But hell, I'd love to be golfing, be out in the golf
Let's
course.
think about it for a second. Like, I want you to paint the picture, right? Because we are going to get there when we fix Google and we delegate properly.
Yeah.
So what does it look like? Travel, car? Most people say cars, traveling. What's like your thing?
No, I got a sick car. I'd probably just travel in that car. I'd love to go make one of those crazy around country road trips.
What were you thinking? What's like the first stop?
Oh gosh, which direction would I go? I'd have to avoid California because my car is too darn loud. We'd probably start in Vegas, work our way south toward Texas, go east.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, how does that change things from the way they are now, right?
Oh, that'd be the best drive of my life, knowing that I'm actually on it and doing it.
For sure, bro. So, that's really great to hear. Now, we do have to look at the other side, right? Because, and do the math on everything. You have a phone next to you, so let's see, right? We're at 12K revenue, 4 to 5K profit, right? We need to fix the margins, run the right marketing, right? As well as delegate properly. That goes hand in hand with margins and fixing the marketing. So it's like all one thing, right? Now, if we were to start, and we know we'd be at 50K a month now, if we would have started 6 months ago, I want you to go by the months, and every single month you've done 4 to 5K profit, you would have done 50K revenue, right? Margins, let's just say you do 35 profit, right? So whatever that number is, 35 minus 4 to 5?
Right, 30,000
So we've lost out on $30,000. For the
per
past
month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I raised my prices, because I have done numbers like this. I have all kinds of papers here. I don't even want to look at these numbers right now.
I need you to stare at them.
They're staring me in the face. They're hiding under my iPad right here. It's insane what I've been doing.
Right? Because if we don't look at them, like, how can we ever actually change and get there?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
For sure. That's why we're here. We're bettering ourselves.
Yeah. And you did change prices. Like, what's the reason, I guess, instead of jumping on this call, like, why not see if those prices maybe pick up or, test the market yourself a little bit longer compared to like going and getting the right coaching, fixing the margins, delegating, right, running the right Google ads. Like why I guess invest in that now? Because you don't have to, bro.
No, I hear you, but having people who have done it and can prove that they have a successful track record of doing so, obviously the people like you who do this every day have more skill than me, who would decide to go to Google or YouTube and be like, okay, how do I do this?
Yeah. No, why not? Why not watch a YouTube video and try to figure it out yourself?
Because they don't give you the details or the explanation or answers that you need, when you get to those technicalities, those technical parts.
You're smart for saying that, right? Like most people would push it off. Yeah. Sweet, bro. I guess if you're open to it, I can kind of walk you through what we'll do, kind of the step by step.
Yeah, please.
And then we kind of take it from there, right? So I'll break it down to you really simply, right? There's going to be 2 benefits that you'll get from our program, right? 1, you're going to get one-on-one help, and we're going to increase your revenue to at least 50K, right? That's minimum, right?
Okay.
2 is we're also going to help you delegate, right? Because yes, you can have as many leads as possible, right? But I don't want you washing every single car or detailing every single car, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're a business owner, you're not an employee. So there's 2 benefits. Does that make sense? Increase the revenue, but also we have to understand how to delegate and have the business work for us instead of work for the business.
Yep.
Right. So we follow a very simple 2-step process. It's not easy, but it is simple, right? First step is we're going to crank your Google ads, right? Spend probably like $10 to $15 a day, maybe, right? Depending on how they do, because it's all organic part of it. And then second is once you do have the leads coming in, we're going to give you all the SOPs, and we also do have receptionists as well as guys we can send over to where you're at, right, and help you delegate. Also helping you find those people too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So pretty much making sure we have qualified people that are financially qualified, right? That you can actually sell a higher ticket service to, right? And then also having the right people in place to the point where it kind of works on its own, right? So you can't go on the drive if you're washing cars, right?
For sure.
Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Cool, bro. How do you feel? Do you feel like we can get you to 50K? I want to say in the next, let's say 6 months, but I feel like we can do it in shorter.
I definitely want to believe it, and don't hate me for saying this, but I've been burned 3 times already.
Really?
Going forward with these things, I'm real skeptical on this.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking? Once is already a lot.
Oh, I know. So the last company, I'll just go over the last company. He promised that I would be getting 300 or 100. Either way, he guaranteed me 100 or 300 details in a year, in 365 days. And, I kept trying to ask him all these questions, learn the sales process and whatnot. I gave him my money. And the second I gave him the first $1,000 I gave him out of 3,000, he completely disappeared. His phone number no longer, when you send a phone number and it says delivered or sent?
Green or something? Yeah.
It literally he, like on iPhones, you know how when it doesn't send, it doesn't say delivered. Just ghosted me, right?
Did you ever get your money back?
No, my bank doesn't deal with chargebacks, or I don't know. So I was literally just out that money, you know? And a company I tried to use before that we signed a contract stating, hey, it's $3,000 to do this, and then that's that. You know, we'll just run your ads, you pay for the ads. And then we get to the end of the trial period, after I gave them my money, and they're like, okay, now it's going to be another 3,000 on top of that. And I'm like, no, that's not.
For what?
I don't know what it was for. It's probably just more money for them to keep going, you know? It was very weird.
So I mean, believe it or not, but we don't go ghost, right? And also 2, we don't charge after for whatever reason. I don't really know. That's like the 2. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, and I'm fine paying, you know, to get this done. You know, obviously
Yeah. Do I sound like I know what I'm talking about, or do I sound like I'm gonna ghost you?
No, you do sound like you know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right? Because, bro, I'll be like real with you. Like, there will always be that side where you can say, yeah, this is a random guy, right? Like, he's gonna scam me. There is always that skepticism, right? But if we look at that side, right, and we're the person that, you know, is skeptical, so we don't do it, right? Then what happens? We just stay in the same spot.
Right.
It's like you got heartbroken, bro, right?
Got to get over it, right?
It's almost like the same thing that got you heartbroken is the same thing that's going to get you to 50K. It's going to get you married.
Yeah.
Right. And that's dating. Quick question. Like, if that person gets heartbroken, right, and they decide to stop dating and say, yeah, every relationship's a scam, right, and they're skeptical of jumping in a relationship, will they ever get married?
Dude, that's me. The answer is no.
Yeah, bro. Right. Because I've been on like tons of these calls. Like, everyone's skeptical. It's online, right? Car detailing, whatever it is, right?
Well, and also from my side of things, here in 40, 50K a month, it seems unrealistic, you know?
It's going to be unreal, as in never you, if you think about it that way.
For sure. And I'm trying to, like, you know, what do they say? Manifest it, you know? Like, I am going to be a millionaire. I am going to make it work, you know?
Yeah. Manifestation is real, right? In terms of, like, you know, obviously looking at that side and accepting that that is something that can happen. But at the same time, man, like, if we just stay doing what we're doing, manifestation is going to help anything.
Yeah.
I mean, are you willing for me to, like, kind of hold you accountable to getting over that skepticism
Oh, yeah.
and getting to 50K?
No, that's how I grow.
Sick, bro. So skepticism aside, right? After everything I've kind of walked you through, like, how do you feel? Do you feel like we can get you to 50K in the next 6 months in terms of revenue?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would like to see, you know, how it all works. I guess I like to see like numbers. Like, would you be able to show me like people maybe you work with, like showing, hey, this is what the revenue is?
Let me see if I can pull something up. One, I can show you one of the testimonial videos, right? I want you to take a look at that right now,
Okay.
right? And then I'm sure you've seen like Oscar's shop before you jumped on the call, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's his own case study.
Okay.
He scaled his shop. I'm not sure what it's at. I think it's like 80, 90, something like that. It's like doing good in terms of revenue.
Okay.
But I will shoot over this testimony video right now. Just because I know like that extra skepticism. It's like, let's say we even do get you onboarded and we accept you as a client. If you're still skeptical, when we tell you to run the ads this way and you're still skeptical, are you going to run the ads this way or even run them as quickly as you would if you knew it was going to work?
Yeah, I mean, if I knew it was going to work, I'm going to do it the way you guys say, you know?
Yeah, bro.
Why would I pay you to not think that you're going to, you know, to not trust you? No, I got to trust you.
You'd be surprised. Some people still go and they're still skeptical, like even after, right?
Yeah.
Because like, I don't really like care if you're skeptical and like you don't do it, you do it. It doesn't matter to me, right? I'm still going to be here, right? But if you're skeptical, right, then the next call you jump on and you're still at 4 to 5K and then you jump on a call 6 months later, right? And then they say the same thing I said. Hey, like 6 months ago, where would you be? Right? It's the same thing. Like you're always going to be faced with this decision.
Right.
At the end of the day, right?
Yeah, it's just finding the right company or people to work with, you know?
Let me go ahead and shoot you the testimonial. And my thing is like, do you feel like I'm going to send you a bad testimonial?
No, I'd like to see a lot of testimonials, you know, no, because, you know, like a lot of companies I'll see, there's just like one person that's like, yeah, it was great. And then you don't see anybody else.
Exactly. Like I'll show you Oscar because that's Oscar, but like that's like his company, right? Because he cares about the company, right? I want to show you someone that's not Oscar.
Okay.
That's more closer to you, right? At the end of the day, that person had their own coaching, their own problems that we had to fix, right? But it's still helpful for you to see.
Sure.
Let me know if you can hear this. Usually I send it, but this link's like not working. See my screen?
Yeah, I see it.
Giovanni with Holy Details here. Just want to give a quick explanation of how it's been working with Oscar. So getting into this, the reason why I decided to, work with Oscar to begin with is because, I'm a mobile detailer and he's been doing this for years, right? So he has a lot more experience. He's made a lot more mistakes than I have. And, I saw it as a way to invest in myself. Instead of, using my time for money, I wanted to use my money for time for once. And so what I saw, the thought process was, let me have somebody mentor me in a way, so that way I go down this road and I'll make less mistakes. You know, all the mistakes that he made, or this, let's say me and him were on the same road. Every time he trips, I can prevent tripping, for example. So that's the way I saw it. You know, it's nice to have like somebody to answer your questions whenever you're in a situation. And, you know, it's been very helpful. Oscar is, you know, building a roadmap with me, building a vision, a blueprint, and then, you know, we attack it go by go. So it's definitely been a pleasure working with Oscar, and I'm looking forward to continuing this, you know, I guess you could say partnership with Oscar. So yeah, I would highly recommend working with him. Very honest guy, very transparent, and I guess that's all.
Your average testimonial vid, right? We have like more if you want to see, right? But again, it's just going to be the same thing, good things, right? But at the end of the day, it's like that skepticism will still be there because he could be AI generated or Oscar's brother. We can still look at that side. So how do you feel? Testimonial vid shown. I know that probably didn't help too much. You don't know him, right?
Yeah, well, I was reading his reactions, his facial, like when he was talking, like if he like was being proud about what he was saying, you know?
Yep.
I mean, he didn't say anything about numbers or how it helped him with that, but having a positive outlook working with him, good idea or a good look.
So obviously, like, there's that, right? Again, like, I don't like showing testimonial videos only because it's like their situation. We helped him. We helped him with Google Ads and delegation, right? But we more so helped him with his prices because they were all messed up at the start, right? Because his situation was different from yours. I feel like your prices are already tweaked. We just need to get the right people in front of you and then help you like remove yourself from the business. That's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But I can't do it if you're still skeptical. So how do you feel? Do you feel like we can get you there, you know, to 50K? Like, is it feeling better?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got to take a chance, you know?
I mean, I guess like what's your favorite part about like our process, like what we do compared to like how it differentiates from like the other people that you got burned before?
I think I'm most intrigued about learning how you guys reach out to the higher end clientele that are not going to cancel, that are more likely to book with a higher ticket job. You know, I'm definitely curious to how that part of thing works.
Cool, man.
You know, it's exciting.
It is. Yeah. I mean, and this call matters a lot, right? But, you know, whether or not you get there, actually, like, you know, the part that matters more is like what happens after this call, right? That actually determines whether or not you get there or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, like finances aside, let's say we make numbers work. Like, are you good to just kind of get onboarded? I can go shoot you that link and get you onboarded, have your onboarding call with Oscar, walk you through the Google Ads, as well as all of our, you know, operating procedures about how we're going to help you delegate.
Yeah, 100%.
So to get you to 50K, right? Also, when you go on that drive, I want to be there too. I'll drive with you.
Yeah.
Right? To scale you there, it's going to be a one-time investment of 7K.
Okay. And then from there, basically, you just kind of teaching me stuff that I can use to move forward with my business.
It's teaching you as well as like implementing it with you, like literally step by step.
Okay.
Yep.
And how long can I keep in contact with you guys for mentorship or advice and whatnot?
Forever. We don't do like the 3-month, 2-month cutoff thing.
I hear you. Well, 100% honest with you. Like I said, I have 10 weeks free of rent. This is my period of time to stack my money right now. I definitely see the value in this, and I want to do it, but I need to wait until I have that. Obviously, I don't want to waste your time, but it's something I do want to move forward with. Just being upfront with you.
I appreciate it. So is it more so like you see the value, right? But it's like, I don't have it, Ryan? Or is it like you see the value, but it's just a lot to invest at the moment?
It's kind of a little bit of both. You know, it is a high number. You know, I've been told 5K before, 3K, you know. In the big picture of things, 5, 7, 10K is not a lot of money when we're looking at what we're trying to do, you know? So if that's a hit that I have to take to risk, you know, literally quadrupling my money per month and making it easier on my life, I mean, it's a chance I'm willing to take, you know?
I like that you said that, right? The way, like, can I share like a perspective with you, man?
Yeah.
What is riskier? Is it riskier to actually take a bet on yourself, right? Someone that's shown to scale businesses before, right? You feel like we can get you there, as well as the one-on-one support, Google Ads, all that, right? Or is it riskier to, you know, go ahead and give it 10 weeks? Because, I mean, you can come back. Nothing on me, right? But again, we just lost out on $60,000.
Right.
30 and 30.
Right.
Is it riskier to do that? Or is it riskier to actually invest in yourself because you're going to anyways, right? And like you said, you know, there'll never be a perfect time to do something like this.
Yeah, as much as I want to, even if I had put all of it I had together, I couldn't move forward, you know?
So it's more so you genuinely don't have it type of thing.
I genuinely don't. Yeah, that's literally the only snag I'm hitting. That's where the snag I'm hitting with a lot of these companies. And that's why, like I said earlier, Local Splash is a company I was looking to, because they do stuff like this where they go to Google and they automate things for me, run ads and all that.
Exactly. Like there's like so many companies that do it. I don't know how many of them work, right? But some of them probably do work. I don't know. I've never tried them. All right. I just do Google Ads and it works for us.
For sure.
Now, in terms of the investment, right? Like, are you okay with, you know, having conversation around finances just to see if I can help? Because I can shoot Oscar a call and see. And the reason why I ask is because I've gotten someone else in for a lower amount and they've been like the worst client to work with. Like the worst. I'm telling you. Like,
I hear you.
I say implement this, run the ads, and it takes like 3 weeks to respond, right? So that's why I'm a little scared. Are you gonna do that? Like if I was to work out something custom, like are you actually going to show up to the one-on-ones, actually implement everything?
Because of the amount of investment that this is, I understand what I need to do. I need to trust you guys, do what you tell me to, and the time that you tell me to do it, because that's what's going to make your system work. So I'm going to be on it 100%.
So currently at the moment, how much would you have set aside to invest? And then I'll go and shoot Oscar a text and I'll see what we can do. Not guaranteed. Like I can't guarantee with you.
No, I'm going to be real with you. It's $500.
500? And is that like all you have to invest? Like in actual capital, like bank account, it says 500.
Yeah, that's literally all money that can be sent over after paying my rent.
Okay. This is what we can do. Let me see. Do you have like a credit card?
The $200 limit.
$200 limit? Okay. I'll have you get onboarded, but you have to make sure that I don't regret this. Okay?
Of course.
All right. So we can set up the onboarding call, right? But just don't get me fired.
Okay.
You're sure you're actually going to put in, like show up to the one-on-ones, etc. Right? I can set you up with an onboarding call. He'll walk you through the entire roadmap, right? And then you guys can take it from there, right? And I'll be by your side as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me give Oscar a call. Let's see. Hey, Jeffrey,
Yes.
what is your credit score? Just to see if we might be able to get you financed for like our lower option. What is it? It's terrible.
Terrible.
What is it? Give me a number.
It's under 6.
All right.
I'm working on it, but it's not good.
We're good. I just put the link in the Google Meet chat. Let me know when that's filled out and we'll set up your call right away. I will send the onboarding link right now.
So I'm paying this. What is this getting me? What is the future payments looking like? How are we figuring this out?
The future payment, I don't want you to worry about at all right now. I want you to come into the one-on-ones and actually see value first, right? Actually make money first, right? And we'll square it away once a good service is delivered. Because I know you've been burned 3 times. The last thing I want to do is to charge you before you make any money or see any value. Does that make sense?
Let's just say, I see the value. Obviously, we're at that point in time. What's it looking like at that point? Just because I just want to be realistic,
When you make it back. You probably don't when you make it back. But when you make it like twofold, right? I want to make sure you profit, right? You don't go in the negative.
Because that's my worry is I don't want to get to a point where I'm like throwing out money at you guys and then I have a hard month or 2 and then I can't do jobs.
You want to know the way I look at it? I actually make more money if you put in the first like capital that you make back into ads, right? I'd rather you put it back in ads. So you have more leads and then we can also, have that guy come in.
Let me ask this too. So because what you guys will be doing,
Mhm.
will I be able to let go of my current guy running my Facebook ads?
You can.
And will there be a contract that we'll be signing?
That'll be an onboarding call. You'll revise it, with Oscar. I'm forwarding the onboarding link to you right now.
How soon do you think results come in? Like, will I start seeing things?
Google ads, probably, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks for you to see like actual results because the first 2 weeks is like setting up. Like you have to set up the campaigns and everything so we don't burn your spend. Yeah. But I want to say you'll see your first like dollar because it is 500, right? So you won't profit for maybe a month and a half. Then you'll make the 500 back and you'll actually profit from the coaching. I just put the calendar link in the Google Meet chat. Did you book it?
Yep.
Perfect, brother. What time did you book for?
Well, or 1 p.m. on Friday tomorrow.
Sounds good. I will make a group chat with you and Oscar right now, and I'll let you guys go from there.
Awesome, man. I'm excited. I hope this makes my dreams come true.
Alrighty, man. I will talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, you too.
If you guys enjoyed that video, now if you're an off-runner looking for reps that can close this exact same way, go ahead and click that first calendar link down below. And if you're anyone looking to break into high ticket sales and make anywhere between $5, $10, $15, even $20,000 in commissions every single month, go ahead and click that second calendar link down below, and I look forward to speaking with you.